Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of On Second Thought with Mike and Matt. Coming to you live Saturday morning, February the 15th, 9 a.m., post-Valentine's Day. It's a miracle Matt and I are up at this early. You know, all the lovemaking and romance from Valentine's with our significant other, you know, we're just completely worn out. It's tremendous effort for us to get up this morning. Because we were up last night. Let me tell you.
Oh, it was so up. It was so up last night. Yeah, it's good. We do a service to the people here, so we sacrifice and much to our wives' dismay, we could have kept going on and on and on.
But here we are. We had to put a stop to things because we had to talk about video games. Sex is overrated. Yeah. We needed video games.
Yeah, I mean, have you had sex? But have you ever talked about video games on a podcast?
On Saturday morning after a full work week.
On Saturday morning after a full work week. Yes, exactly.
You are living the life. Well, welcome. Ooh. Welcome, everyone. I don't know about you, Matt, but we are in the midst of a terrible, terrible winter here in the state of Massachusetts. Storm after storm, and unfortunately, because the temperatures haven't been super cold, we're also getting rain, which is causing quite a situation outside, let me tell you that. And another storm on the way today, just telling you it's supposed to start snowing around 6 p.m., and then around 2 to 3 a.m. it's going to turn over to rain again, which means I won't be able to get out there and use my snowblower because the snowblower will get all clogged up with the slush. So, quite the conundrum. Lots of bad weather coming in. Traditionally I am a winter guy, but it's probably been about 10 years, I think, since we've had a really bad winter like this. I mean, the winter of 2015 was way worse than this. We had, a couple blizzards, maybe, really severe weather. But since I've lived here, I can't remember it being this bad because of the ice. The ice is the part that really.
The ice. Yeah. Yeah. The ice. I always hate when I'd rather get snow than ice for sure.
Yeah. What happened was he had the another snow rain situation earlier in the week. Of course, working in the middle of the day, the plow came to plow the driveway, and I didn't get a chance to really look outside. I should have went outside with my my shovel that I always talk about, my 48-incher, and really got it down to the pavement. Now I'm paying the price. I didn't do that. So, here we are. Good snow talk. How's everything in Ohio?
Doing all right. It's rainy couple of days here. We're supposed to get 2 to 4 inches of rain, so flood watches are up and all that good stuff. Backyards will be soaking wet. Not good. And then we're going to a deep freeze next week again, which will be not fun at all. I don't like the deep freeze. I don't like the cold. Plenty of fires. Get plenty of fires going.
Yeah, you got
that's the plan.
Got to milk that cozy season for everything it's worth.
Oh, there's too many games to play to not milk this cozy season. Too much going on.
And we just continuously play the same game over and over again.
Yeah, I know.
But, that is a good segue into, Xbox here certainly hitting their stride with GamePass. Right, if you think about it, they ended 24 with Indiana Jones, Call of Duty for the first time on Game Pass, and Stalker 2. Oh, by the way, I think Stalker 2 just got its first major update of 2025 this week. Over 1,700 bug fixes.
Might be time to try it out then.
Yeah, I had some articles bookmarked. I didn't dive into them all too much, but I think there's some quality of life improvements, feedback that they've heard. So yeah, this is the first big update. So some of these games, because we play one game over and over again, it's it's sometimes it's good to wait to let them have these kind of updates come out and then play them, a couple months later when they're fully fleshed out, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Xbox is kicking off 25. Avowed, we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. It's getting released on Tuesday. It's already out if you want to pay, 5 days earlier. Eternal Strands is on Game Pass. That's like a $40 RPG. I'm hearing a lot of good people talk about that. Al from Retro Rents is talking about that game, very highly. And then, of course, we've had a lot of fun with the Sniper Elite and Rebellion games over the years, whether it's the Zombie Army trilogy or Sniper Elite. Their new game, Sniper Elite Resistance, is now out on Game Pass. Doom,
Yep.
Atom Fall, and South of Midnight, all coming in the first half of this year as well. So, not all of those are first-party games. I think Sniper Elite and Eternal Strands are not. Neither is Atom Fall. But some of the other ones are first-party games. So, Xbox certainly hitting their stride now. Steady drip of bangers, so to speak, on Game Pass. It's taken them a minute to get here, but they are here now. And
just looking. The Sniper Elite is it's on the old Game Pass there for PC or Xbox, of course. So
yep. Yeah, so we'll have to dive into some of these. Certainly, take advantage of the subscription. What are your thoughts on the Game Pass improvements?
I've always enjoyed Game Pass. I played the games here and there that come up that tickle my fancy. So it's always been of good value for me between Fallout 76 and the Halo games really had fun with. Sea of Thieves, lots of fun there. So it's I'm happy. And the games that Stalker, played some of that. So pretty cool. I'm good. I'm happy. Keeps the gaming going.
Yes, and I'm
for sure.
Since yesterday was Valentine's, I got a gift card to spend on Xbox. I would have preferred it on PlayStation because I know we're talking about Game Pass here. I don't buy anything on Xbox. So now I have to figure out how to spend a certain amount of funds on Xbox and what I'm going to do with that. Do I buy Vessel of Hatred on Xbox, which is the Diablo expansion? So I have that unlocked there. I think that's like, $30 some odd.
Yeah, it's $40.
Do I look at some indie games? But will those eventually come to Game Pass? I don't know. I don't know. Can I spend that money on extending my Game Pass or buying Game Pass for someone else in the family? I don't know. These are all things that
I know what I would do with it.
What was that?
I would buy MLB The Show since it's not on Game Pass anymore. That's just me.
Right, but I would buy, if I'm going to buy, I assume MLB The Show is going to have some PS5 Pro enhancements since it's a Sony first party game.
That's right. Yep. I forgot you fancy people got that there PS5 Pro too.
Yeah. So I thought about that. I saw that. It's not on Game Pass this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to figure out, you can always use that money too on physical goods on the Xbox if you wanted to get a controller, but who needs another controller? You could put it towards stuff like that too if I wanted to, but
yeah, I would probably look at some of these games that are on Game Pass and maybe if there is an extended edition or add-on or something to buy to maybe go that route with it or something.
Yep. I'm curious to hear from people. Are they taking advantage of Game Pass still? Is it something that they've moved off of because the price hikes? I mean, I think we've talked about this before, Matt, but it's just under $20 a month for me. I want to say it's around $18.99, maybe a little over that with taxes.
I think it's $18.99 now.
Yeah. And I mean, the price is never going to go down, right? It's only going to go up. We've had conversations before, like what would it take for Matt Helmer to cancel Game Pass? I think we settled on something around $20-$25 a month.
It's getting up there. It's getting close.
$25 a month would be $300 a year. Now, all those games we just talked about, if you went to buy those individually, you'd be spending more than $300.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, the prices are never going down. I'm hearing that Netflix is going up again, or maybe
I just got an email about that this morning. It's going to be $18 a month now.
Yeah. Yep.
Time to start looking at all my subscriptions and seeing what we're using and what we're not.
So I while I'm working out here down in the basement after work, I watch a wide variety of things. And so sometimes I watch the kind of funny gaming show, and they always have ads, like their own live reads that they do. And they advertise like this, I don't know, I want to say it's like Rocket Money or something like that. It feels like a total scam to me. I'm not sure I would ever do this, but I guess I don't know if you subscribe to this. I don't know if it's just a one-time fee or if it's a monthly subscription. It seems, once I explain it, it seems weird to have a monthly subscription for this, but it is a program to detect all your monthly subscriptions that you have, that you've maybe forgotten about, and it puts it all in one sort of view in one app. These are everything I'm subscribed to, and it lets you cancel it. They say it could potentially save you money, this, that, and the other thing, right? I've never tried it out. I'm not advocating for it, but it's an interesting thing. If you you needed one place, like maybe you don't have all your subscriptions on one credit card, one debit card, maybe they're not all going through PayPal, whatever you use. Maybe they're just spread out amongst a variety, one's under your wife's card, one under your card. You don't have it in one central location to figure where they're all coming out of. This thing seems like an interesting tool, but again, how do they make money? Is that a subscription as well?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because I've heard the advertisements for it too. I've seen advertisements on YouTube and that, and on the radio. Yeah, I'm curious how this works, how it knows what. Yeah, is it now? Now you got something else going through your bank account, credit cards, whatever, looking at stuff. It's like, what? Well, wait a minute. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you have to feed it in all your credit cards and banking info,
right? And it's going to. So now it's reading like everything that you're buying and doing.
Yeah, that's
personally. I don't. I mean, I don't have it that bad to where I would need something like that. I mean, I know we got the Disney bundle, we've got HBO, Paramount, Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV,
and you keep and
and Xbox. So I know those for sure. With Spotify.
You keep going.
Maybe I do need this goddamn thing. I don't trust it though. I just don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't trust it either. I know my mother-in-law, before she passed, she had something along these lines. No, it wasn't for all your subscriptions. It was for like all your bills. Like all your bills you would get, it would come out of like, no, I'm not describing it right. Maybe not bill. It was something that got fed into one thing. And you just have one login to it, and all the money would come out of there. I mean, that sounds like my online banking, but there was something I couldn't get into. I couldn't, I had to like give these people like a death certificate to like fucking cancel this subscription thing that she had. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I can go through my bank account through Fifth Third. They got like a bill pay thing.
Yes. Yeah, something like that.
But it's not the same as going like directly to, I'm going to say Netflix or Xbox or my insurance company. My insurance company, they pull the money out of my bank account. My bank doesn't send to them. So that way I know that my insurance company is getting the money. It's first party that way. Because, something could happen where the bank is, I don't know, maybe it's a weekend where the money's supposed to come out or a holiday or something like that. Then next thing you know, I don't have insurance because the bank didn't send the money or didn't transfer or something like that. I don't know if that's how that works, but I don't trust it.
Yeah. Yep. That's some good old finance talk there in the morning for you, boy.
Saturday morning finance, just like your public radio.
Welcome.
Listen to your public radio now before it goes away.
Fucking Christ. All right. Let's transition to what we've been playing. We know that is Diablo. I'll give a quick synopsis of where I'm at, and then Matt, if you have anything you want to chime in on that. We are now advancing to serious endgame stuff. We let's first of all.
Yeah,
let's talk about the Dark Citadel. That we did the Dark Citadel over a 2-day period. So this is like I guess 3 different dungeons in this area, and these dungeons have a series of dungeons, and I would call them, mini puzzles that you have to complete. So I want to say we did this on either a Saturday night into Sunday morning or Friday night into Saturday morning, something along those lines, last weekend.
Yep.
We did 2 out of the 3, and we called it. It was getting late. Matt's slippers were coming out of the oven. Had to get to bed. And then the next day happened, and I had a small window of time, probably because it was
Super Bowl Sunday.
It was Super Bowl Sunday. Thank you. Had a small window of time due to Super Bowl Sunday and other situations. And I said, Matt, this is my window. We got to hit it now.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, all right, I don't know if we said like 4 o'clock we'll meet at the Dark Citadel, something like that, right? And Matt was, from my perception, from many states away, Matt was doing a lot of cleaning that day. He was a little tired, and maybe it was taking, for every cup he was cleaning, he was taking a couple sips from the nipster.
Yeah.
So he was getting a little foggy brain there, and he was tired from the cleaning, and he was not firing on all cylinders. But fuck me, I was calling it was Super Bowl Sunday, but I was calling out the plays like I was Tom Brady, and gotta go. The floor in this particular dungeon, like there's like some sort of twister, and I kept calling it the blender. All right, Mac, you got to get in the blender. Get in the blender. We got to go down. We got to do this. All right, get in the blender again. We got to go back up. And we had no idea, like, if we were making progress. We were slowly completing things. And in some of these situations, on some of the floors, if you don't complete it in enough time, there's this like bar that comes across the screen that says impending doom. And then if you're on some other floors, there's this skull that fills up with red, and you got to get in these, dampers?
Dome. Looks like a dome shield type of thing. And it cleanses you.
So, we were doing rinse, repeat in that. I was calling out the plays, and all of a sudden, I don't know, what did it take us, about 45 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
And it was done. We were
over.
We were flabbergasted. We were stunned. We were slack-jawed that this thing was completed. Holy shit, we did it.
We were just like, is that it? Is that it?
Because we also had the sort of time hanging over our head, because you only had like, I don't know, from the time we completed the first 2 dungeons to this one, there was like a day and a half left.
Yeah.
And it was Sunday, so we knew we weren't going to like reconvene later in the day because the Super Bowl, and the next day was work, and no guarantee by the time we're done with work, done with dinner, family, that the dungeon would still be active if it didn't reset. We didn't know exactly like what time. So we could have, all our progress from the Saturday could have been lost. So there was like added pressure. Like we had to get it done on Sunday.
Yeah. And I was speechless.
It was nice to get it done, but like most things in Diablo, the payoff wasn't sort of worth the attention. A lot of like,
it was underwhelming.
750, 800 gear, no mythics, no 2-star and above ancestrals or legendaries. It was just all vanilla type
Yeah.
end game gear.
Now, obviously, Mike, the thing is to farm that, repeat that over and over again. To get keep actually gambling and doing that over and over again to see if anything better were to come out at different times.
But I got to tell you, it's not like farming like the bosses like we've been doing over and over, where that is 5 to 8 minutes at most of time.
If that.
And so the farming of those levels, I don't know.
You're definitely a more of a time sink doing that, versus going in farming bosses over and over again and farming undercities or other items, the pit, stuff like that, infernal hordes.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, man. Last night was the first night we both got mythics in the same play session. First time I've ever gotten a mythic ever without crafting one with the resplendent sparks. Is that your first mythic drop or second?
That's my second. That was my second last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my first was at Doombringer a couple weeks ago.
And you got your first 3-star legendary last night?
Yeah, well, technically my second, but my first one I accidentally scrapped somehow. But yeah, no, my 3-star coat, shirt, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And it was a better one than the one I had. Exact same thing for my build, just better stats. So it was easily able to masterwork it and put that in my rotation now instead of the other one. Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of what's going on today after I get done with this and some other things. My end game build needs to be built right now. I am very ill prepared to be in Torment 3, dying a lot. So I got to look at the various sites, and now that you have the armory in Diablo, you can create a second build. I think you can create up to 5 builds. So I'm going to create a more of an end game build and see what happens there. Could be faced with doing a lot of egg farming later today, although I think I'm close to 8,000 eggs, so that's no way that I'm going to be able to masterwork everything, obviously, but
no. It'll help.
It will help, and then some stuff that I'm not going to use that I've already masterworked to 8 or 12, I will scrap those to get the eggs back.
Yeah, you get that back. Yep.
So I might be, in a decent spot, and then just have to do some farming for the eggs. But we'll see. That is the plan for later today, if not this weekend. Other than that, we had a great time playing with Denny about a week ago. Matt and I have started
a service,
a business here. We're building from the ground up. Really, I am the founder of the business. I am the original power level. So Matt, we well documented, needed many boxes of Snickers to turn his frown upside down. He was a very discouraged Diablo 4 Season 7 gamer. I'm not having any fun. This is no fun. And now look at him. He's, wild and crazy with this Wolverine and Torment 3. And, he's undefeated now in Diablo. And so I boosted Matt to level 60, and then he was off and running with Paramount and could collect all the Grim Favors in those areas. So Denny reached out to us about a week and a half ago. Denny's a expert Diablo player himself, but wasn't really feeling the season. And we said, hey, we got the service, ship us some beer, talk nice about us on your podcast. We'll see what we can do. And so, we got him in. I'm going to pick a number. Was he level 25, 28 or something like that?
I think it was 30 something, 31. He's, low 30s.
Low 30s, okay. And I don't know, we did about, the pit is the best way to level people up that we have found, because that's how you unlock the higher levels of difficulty, the torment levels. So we just brought him through that. I want to say we did, 4 or 5 pit runs. and we got him over level 60 pretty quickly, and then
very quickly.
And then we did a bunch more. And I want to say by the time we were done with the night, he was in the mid-20s, Paragon point-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so he should be off and running there. And plus all the extra Paragon points they give you as well. We haven't.
It was good. Haven't heard from him since. Hopefully, he's not stealing our service and leveling other people up now. Keep leaving us out of this thing.
Well, I think he's. It was a wild and crazy night. It sounds like Denny's. It sounds like Denny is. Maybe broadcasting from a Denny's these days. There was a lot of background noise. So we don't know if Denny's actually at home anymore, or if he just camps out in the back of a Denny's and is dishwashing on the side. But
plenty of coffee cups being filled. It was wild.
Order up. So we'll see if Denny reemerges from his dishwashing duties and comes back to play with us. But for other people out there that are dabbling in the Diablo and want to join in on the fun and want to be leveled up, hit us up, let us know. Of course, a couple of basics. Probably got to have the Vessel of Hatred DLC because that unlocks a bunch of areas that you can't get into otherwise. I mean, we can still get you into the pit and do stuff like that, but there's certain parts of the map you won't be able to get into.
Right.
Just a word to the wise: you don't need to buy the season pass. That's entirely up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. We're always looking for more people to play with, anyways. Even if we don't have the game, come in the channel, hang out, talk.
Meet us in Kiovashad.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, Matt, did you have anything to discuss on Diablo, where you're at, or anything? Did we cover it all?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of farming with it. The boss farming that. Now that I've pretty much completed the season content as far as the Grim Favors, so now it's just repeatable over and over again to get those 3,000 of those. Same thing with the Lunar event. Completed that. I'm not sure how much longer that event lasts. I'm guessing this
Tuesday.
Ends Tuesday. Yeah. So did some of that. I'll probably do some more of that here. Just getting up reputation with that to see what I can earn. One thing I am struggling with in the game this time compared to my sorcerer is the gems. Getting gems that the big ones, the grand gems. With my sword, I had so many bits and pieces. It just came easy.
Well, you got to do the. You got to be out there. You got to be out there doing those Grim Favors in those green areas.
Well, yeah, and to collect the boxes and stuff.
No, well, not only that. Every time those cocoons open up and you bust them with the big bosses, a lot of gems drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be out there really farming that stuff. That's where I've gotten so many of my gems. It's just, even if I'm not there, but I'm in the territory, I can sweep over with my horse and just vacuum it all up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I did the other day, Mike, which is really cool. It's very nice. I went ahead and got my pet. I didn't have to pay for it. Just had to equip it, the pet, and that little dude goes around and picks everything up for me now. So I don't have to, how my character just spazzes out and runs all over the place.
Oh, the pet does that? I didn't know that pet did that.
Yeah. The pet picks up your stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
I had the pet for my Spiritborn, but I didn't do it for this character. I'm going to have to get the pet today then.
Yeah, do that. It really helps when you're going through nightmare dungeons or going through the hell tides and doing the favors and that, all that shit that just drops. Your little dude takes care of that for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A little like robot vacuum.
Exactly. Yeah. Great quality of life upgrade there, Mike.
All right.
For sure.
We'll definitely be doing that.
Yep.
I think we have under 60 days left of the season. So that's like, just under 2 months. Still a while to go. I logged in with some of my Eternal Realm characters and I have a shitload of stuff in my stash on the first page that I have to use or lose within 60 days.
Yeah. That sounds like something you need to do today, too.
Yes. So, lots to do, but I want to play some other stuff as well. Let's talk about another game that maybe Matt has or has not played. Before I do that, let me get the fucking official title up because it's a goddamn mouthful.
Pirate Yakuza?
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Say that when you have a few drinks in you.
No.
So there's a demo out, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I wanted to talk about it on this week's show. I've never played a Like a Dragon game. I've been avoiding them largely because I think some of them are turn-based. Even though I hear that the best game out of the whole series, dialogue-wise and story writing, is one of the turn-based games. But anyways, this one I know is not. So I downloaded the demo and I had a fucking great time with it. You're first of all, it is a game that is, heavily, I don't know what the right term is. It's a Japanese made game. So there's all the dialogue is in Japanese and there's subtitles. The major scenes that you can, control with, pressing of a button to go to the dialogue. Those are all acted out with Japanese voice actors with the subtitles. When you're in just more of like cruising around with your own character, that's more like, I would say, like Animal Crossing, right? You just, the dialogue comes up on the screen and you make choices. Yeah. There's no voice acting for that. But the combat is, just like, Witcher or Red Dead Redemption, you know what I mean? You fully control the character and all the movement, all the fighting. It is a brawler. Like you start off in Hawaii and you're on the beaches and there's a tutorial and, it's not I guess it's a button masher to some extent. It didn't seem like there was a ton of combos, but there's enough to learn and wrap your head around. But I had a lot of fun with that. Since I didn't know what I was doing, I did not get a chance to explore Hawaii like the way I wanted, because in Hawaii, you can get on a Segway, you can do it at karaoke bars, you can grapple on buildings. So, Matt, did you get a chance to explore Hawaii at all?
Well, again, my dedication to the show and to you, Mike. I got up this morning at 7 a.m. and right away, I made my coffee and right away dove into the game to play.
Yep.
And yeah, it's good. I had fun playing it. It's definitely a Japanese game, man. It definitely,
Yeah.
But you're going around. I never knew Hawaii was so violent, for one thing. Okay.
I might not go.
I'm thinking, I'm having double thoughts about going myself. Going along the beach, and you're just a group of guys come up. And it's funny, like these group of guys come up, and they're bad guys. They got red circles or whatever. And like all of a sudden the screen stops and it says, and the bottom screen says, assholes. It's like, what the fuck? You go beat up a bunch of assholes, Yeah. And like Mike said, it is basically a button masher. There's combos to do, like you hit X 5 times and Y and it does something crazy or something like that. And it's a pretty wild game. And you didn't miss much, Mike, in Hawaii, because they got a lot of places blocked off. You can't go that far
because it's a demo.
Because it's a demo, yeah. So you do have your Segway. So I rode around my Segway. Basically, you just go to a big loop and that. And I learned that hit X is emote. So I'm going around the Segway. I went, hey. Hey. And all I done is pop on the screen. You're now friends with Lucas. You're now friends with Lupe. You're now friends with Sheena. You're now, it's like, what the hell is that? But you're going, hey.
I got more friends in the game than I do in real life.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go back to this game. And I thought was really cool. So I did what I could there, which isn't really much. And then I went to that place in the demo. And did you get this far where you do the ship battle?
I stopped there. I'm looking for this guy named Keith. And you had to go talk. You had to go talk to the guy at the Pirate Coliseum, and then go do a ship battle. And that's where I stopped because I was like, I've seen enough that this game has interested me that I'm going to buy it, and I don't want to have to do things over and over again. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I stopped. I mean, I was walking around Mid-Atlantis, taking pictures of all the scantily clad women, whether they were women, whether they were women of the night or they were strippers or whatever they were. I'm not sure. There's all those little like briefcases that you can pick up for materials.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it says assholes in Mid-Atlantis. Does it just say pirates?
I think so far it's just been pirates.
Or does it say asshole pirates? I can't remember.
I haven't seen asshole pirates, but I've seen pirates.
but I went into the, I don't know if it's called the Bang Bang Club or Big Bang Club. It's like a batting cage, but instead of hitting baseballs, you're hitting cannonballs into these like powder kegs, and then once you knock down these layer of kegs, there's like a chest behind it, and you gotta then smash the cannonballs into the lock to open up the chest, and you get all the spoils inside there. I was playing poker in Mid-Atlantis. I bought the chips, and then I played a bunch of poker hands. One thing I was going to ask you about Hawaii was you can supposedly do karaoke. Were you able to get to a karaoke bar?
No, I was not able to get to a karaoke bar. No.
Have you been able to figure out how to get back to Hawaii? Do you have to do the ship battle, and then maybe you can get back to Hawaii? Like when I haven't tried. When I was in Mid-Atlantis, I couldn't figure out a way to get back on my ship so I could go back. And have you changed all your different costumes? Like you press down on the D-pad, and you like, one guy like is in like just like a Hawaiian outfit, but then you can become like a pirate. Are you walking around as a pirate in Mid-Atlantis?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then in Hawaii, you walk around as sort of like a tourist, like with the.
It's sort of like a tourist. Yeah, right. But you can switch to the pirate guy when you're fighting.
Yes. I thought it was
assholes.
I thought it was a very clever game with the fighting mechanics. You build up this sort of meter, and then you press down on one of the face buttons and hold it, and you do like, you got these cutlasses. You can do like a double cutlass chop, or you can throw the cutlasses at them. And if you got a whole bunch of enemies lined up, it will take them all down. You can shoot like a blunderbuss. There's a bunch of different things that you could do that I thought were pretty damn clever.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It's good. Is it $60 good for me? I'm not sure if it's $60. But if it was like $39, I'd be definite. But I mean, I've got Civilization 7 that I want to buy, and that Kingdom Come Deliverance that I want to buy. So this will go low on my list for buying. Is it co-op? I don't even know. Is it co-op or multiplayer? This game?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
These Like a Dragon games often come off and on the Game Pass and PS Plus services. Sega,
I can see it. Yeah.
Sega has a system down with these games, so they pump them out like every 12 to 18 months. There's a new one in the series, and it's always something different. So this felt like my sort of gateway into the franchise, and then dive into some of the other ones. But yeah, I was having a really good time. This, I'm not saying it's analogous to like Saints Row 3, but it felt like the game that I might need at this time with my mental state, just to fucking go around and just beat people up and, hookers, junkies, winos,
assholes.
Hookers, winos, junkies, and pimps,
there you go.
Are everywhere. And, this could just be the game to lighten the mood.
I'd be curious to see, the full game, how open it is as far as in Hawaii and this other place, because there's a lot of places blocked off, unfortunately, and given it's just a demo, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it seems I'd be curious to see your opinion after the whole game.
Yeah,
is open.
Yep, that's something I could spend the bucks on, but I think it's got a PS5 Pro enhanced mode, so who knows?
It looked great. It looked good.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And there seems to be some sort of nefarious story there in that Mid-Atlantis place, or Mad-Atlantis, whatever it's called.
There's some shenanigans going on or something.
Some lady is pulling the strings there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tomfoolery.
I took a whole bunch of photos of all the women. You got a camera, and For some reason, I'm not sure why it's not showing up on my phone, because when you do pull up the PlayStation, I know you don't have a PS5 map, but when you pull up your dashboard in PS5, there's some tiles there that show like your most recent captures, and these are showing up. But when I look at my phone, I only have my Diablo captures here. I don't have my Like a Dragon ones, and I'm not sure if that's because it's a demo or what, or maybe because maybe it detected that I took pictures of women in their skimpy little underwear, and
it's saying no.
Yeah. Who knows? And then, congratulations coming out on the other side, Matt, of the whole PlayStation being down. I know you're not a PlayStation subscriber anymore or owner, but you feel if everyone feels the pain, Matt feels the pain as well. And
I do.
18 and 19 hours of just running around in your house, bumping into walls, not knowing what to do because other people couldn't get on PlayStation. I'm sure it was a tough time in your life.
It was. I was sad along with everybody else.
Congratulations.
I'm surprised my kids didn't complain about that.
Well, they have every other fucking device under the sun. They pivot like every normal human being would do.
This doesn't work. Okay, I'll play something else. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you wanted to say about either one of those games?
Nope. Having fun.
All right. Civ 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on your wish list. Can you give us a quick synopsis of why?
Well, Civ 7.
Civ 7. My apologies.
Civ 7. I don't want people gifting me the wrong game.
My wish list is in my bio.
Yep. Well, I've always liked the Civilization game. My first one I played was Civ 3, way back. And then Civ 5. And I just enjoy those games. They're a lot of fun. They're turn-based games, which I'm not sure, Mike, if you would like these or not. You're building up cities, building up towns, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you take over other areas if you want. You can. It's really cool. There's diplomacy and stuff you can do, spying and all that. And Civ 7, I didn't play Civ 6, but Civ 7's out, getting some good reviews. We were talking about some quality of life improvements. They said the AI has improved a lot. So I'll probably pick it up and get it. And it's one of the games, it can be a time suck, dude. It just, next thing you know, it's the next day or something, and you're still playing.
Next thing you know, Bob's got a new husband. The kids have already got grandkids, and Matt's still there. One more turn.
One more turn. Just one more turn. One more turn. Yeah. Also, it's getting good reviews on the Steam Deck. It said it plays well in there, so that's a plus. And then also, because that's one of those games where you can sit there and just kind of, as you're waiting for the computer to take its turns in that, you could be doing something else or whatever, or just kind of have TV and that going on in the background. And then stop moving so much. You're knocking it over. And then the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or however that thing's called. I just think it looks good. It looks like something I would enjoy playing.
Yeah, Al's been singing its praises on Discord along with the Eternal Strands game. This seems like it's more of a, I think your guy that you watched there, Goth, said it's more of a sim that you can, there's blacksmithing and archery. I hear the music is fantastic. I think it looks gorgeous. Really a game that you can sort of sink yourself in.
Mm-hmm. Be immersed.
It's selling incredibly well. So yeah, it's on my list as well. I wish the fucking I was going to say the Valentine's bunny, but that's the Easter bunny. The Valentine's
Cupid,
thank you. The gift giver of Valentine's would have given it for the right storefront, but 20 plus years in a relationship, almost 30 years, people don't really get to know you until you've been together 40 years. Not really.
Yeah, well,
right. Then everything is, oh yes,
You just remind me something when you're talking about Cupid, because Cupid is flies around in a diaper,
Yes.
During the ship battle. Apparently, this is something that was done for me because it was a demo or whatever. My first time.
We're going back to like a dragon.
Like a dragon. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All of a sudden, during this, you battle ships can only get to a point where you like hop on their ship or they hop on your ship and you fight. Okay. Well, next thing you know, I'm sitting there, the ships are together, and I'm sitting there in front of all these people, like 20 people. And there's like a dude in a diaper. There's some old lady. There's like all these crazy fucking characters that jumped on with me to fight these other dudes. It's like, where the hell are these people come from?
That's your posse. That's the type of people you attract, Matt.
That's it, exactly. Well, apparently you can recruit people and get people to fight with you and stuff during, I guess, portions of this game. And there's some crazy characters apparently or something. I don't know.
And this game is out next week. The
20th.
The 21st?
Yeah.
20th or 21st?
20th, I think, is what I saw on Steam.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to play this. I'm gonna have to get this. No doubt about it. So yeah, Matt's going to be expanding his horizons here with some other games, Civ 7 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Would you say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is more comparable to Valheim than it is Witcher?
No, I think it's comparable to Witcher more than Valheim.
Okay.
Valheim don't have other people to talk with or what. There's no NPCs in Valheim. It's just you and nature. Just
you and you alone.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got a lot of gaming talk to continue on here. We're going to move on to Avowed, a game that none of us have played yet because we are not in the press where we get the review codes, and neither one of us decided to buy the game to get the 5 days early access. I did that with Starfield. Been there, done that. Don't need to do that again. So on Metacritic right now, Avowed is sitting at a 79 on PC, 80 on Xbox. And read you a brief quotes here. These are from people all over the gaming industry. So Paris at Gaming Tag Radio and Kind of Funny said it's the nerdy RPG I wanted from Obsidian. Janet Garcia, who used to be on Kind of Funny, and now she's doing her own thing. I think she's on MinMax sometimes as well. Avowed doesn't have level scaling, but constantly raising the enemies to require higher weapon and armor quality to effectively fight was my own personal hell. She went on to say Avowed has really boring abilities. They fall victim to 10% and 25% more, whatever, constantly, and it sucks. We have people like Dan Reichert at Giant Bomb says, Avowed is tremendous. I'm over 30 hours in, and I'm still loving every second of that combat story and exploration. Greg at Miller at Kind of Funny. If I could have left the NPCs at camp, I would have. The payoff wasn't great on these NPC quest lines. And
what that means?
Well, you have these companions that follow along with you. And so they have their own quest lines, and I just felt it was sort of routine, run-of-the-mill gamer type stories, and the payoff wasn't that great. There was no sort of twist.
Yeah, I'm usually not a fan of that.
And I guess you can't not do that. They have to come with you. And then finally, Jeff Grubb over at Giant Bomb as well. Avowed is awesome. Feels like a game designed by people and not telemetry. Yep. Really impactful and cool combat, fun discoveries, hidden rooms, caves, and secrets about the world and the characters are everywhere and rewarding to uncover. So I picked out the good stuff and I picked out some criticism. So that kind of reflects in the score, right? The score is not in the 90s. It's not in the 60s. It's at an 80. So I think your mileage is going to vary on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think reading in between the lines, a lot of people say the game doesn't tell you where to go. It's all about the exploration and finding things, finding the gear, running into places that you have no business being in, and then backtracking and trying to find another way. listening to the Kind of Funny review cast on it. Paris finished it like just over 52 hours, where Greg kind of didn't do a lot of the side quests, just did the main quest. And he was done in like 32, 33 hours. So I think it's, it's how you want to play it. Paris gave it a 9.5 on the show, where Greg gave it a 7.5. So it's interesting that Greg just, because got a lot of things going on and couldn't finish it. You do all the side stuff, so had to sort of mainline it at a certain point, where Paris decided to do everything, and Paris had a much more favorable review. So I'd be curious if others listening to us or yourself, Matt, played the game and did everything, a completionist, would you have a much more favorable review score than someone who just mainlined it just because, hey, this is a new game. I want to see how it is. I got a bunch of other shit to play. I'm just going to bust through this and move on. And then you're going to be like, it's just an okay game. To me, it feels like reading between the lines. The people that come out feeling better about the game are the ones that do everything rather than just doing the main quest.
Yeah. A lot of times it's more than just the main quest line that makes a game. It's the side stuff that's going on too. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto. If you just did if the only thing you had to do in Grand Theft Auto was the main quest, it wouldn't be getting high scores as it is. But there's so much other stuff you can do in that game. It just makes it well-rounded.
Yeah. The game is in first person. They said it's made for first person. At times you can go into third person, but they said it's not something you could or should do all the time. You should play it in first person. It's really built for that combat-wise. Some other things people complained about: once you create your character, there's no way to edit it. And people complained about the look of the characters. The character design leaves a lot to be desired.
There was one thing I watched Goth play it, and there was one thing that was really weird looking. Was you're talking about the first person view. His arms were like this, like it was a mannequin. It was this type of action with the arms, as people can see on the podcast. What I'm doing right now, very stiff arms, and that was kind of weird looking.
Yeah, I guess it's got that classic Obsidian, Bethesda, like super up close talking to NPCs, and then 5 minutes later killing them. Just that real like awkwardness, like you're having this like animatronic type conversation with these people, and then 5 minutes later they're dead.
They're dead.
Yeah. All right. So that comes out on the 18th. See if we can play a little bit about it and then talk about it in 2 weeks' time. We just talked about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Matt is interested. That game has sold 1 million units in just one day. I never played the first one. This one seems to be what I'm hearing from people. The analogy people are making is jumping from like Witcher 2 to Witcher 3. That this is their Witcher 3 type moment for Warhorse Studios, which is also based out of Poland, like CD Projekt Red. I think there might be some staff that might have jumped ship to work on this game over here, possibly. Looks like at one point their highest total people playing on Steam at one point was 176,285 people. So that's a lot of people to be playing concurrently.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm curious. I know Al's playing it, but I'm curious if other people who are listening to us are picking it up and playing it. If you are, let us know.
Is it on PC Game Pass too, or just?
It's not on Game Pass at all.
It's not on Game Pass at all? Oh, I thought it was on Game Pass.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Not to my knowledge, it's not on Game Pass.
I thought what was that game the other day we saw?
Eternal Friends.
Maybe that was it. Yeah. Never mind.
All right. PlayStation had their state of play. A lot of things announced. I'm just picking through things that I saw, but if you got a chance to read the article, Matt, you can certainly share what you thought was good. Borderlands 4 is releasing in September. I really think this is a pivotal moment for the franchise because I thought 3 was okay. Tiny Tina was okay. Borderlands 2 seemed to be the high watermark for me with the franchise. So Borderlands 4 coming back. It is a September 23rd release date. The next state of play that they have in the spring for PlayStation will be largely focused on Borderlands 4. So that'll be the gameplay reveal. So eagerly anticipating that. But this game, in the grand scheme of things, the days are long, but the years are short. September will be here before you know it, and time to play some Borderlands again. So
there was I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, there was an interesting comment from the leader of Take Two. I can't remember his name. You probably know his name.
Zaus.
Saying that we are well aware of Grand Theft Auto time release in the fall on that, and because they're also involved with that, we are monitoring and the game releases because we want to make sure everybody has time to play their favorite games.
Yeah, so
that was interesting.
Like we talked about, I think last week, last show, Grand Theft Auto is going to cause a lot of games to move.
Yeah.
So September 23rd could just be a placeholder, and then if Grand Theft Auto really is going to come out in September, I suspect Borderlands gets moved to like December, right before Christmas, or it gets moved to February of 2026 to give them a little bit more polish. I mean, that's how big Grand Theft Auto is going to be, right? So, they will certainly not bump Grand Theft Auto for Borderlands 4. If Grand Theft Auto is ready, then it's going to come out. If it's not, I think we all agree that Grand Theft Auto is not coming out till 2026, even though they say 2025.
Right.
But we'll see how things shake out. Days Gone. So this is an interesting one. Some titles, Matt, over their life of their over the life of the game, evolve over time. You think of games like No Man's Sky. Even David Diver, I'm looking at now. People make iterations.
David Diver is great.
People make iterations on games, and the lasting impressions of the game changes. So what I'm trying to get at is Days Gone had some like lukewarm receptions, but over time, as the media journalism perception of the game subsided and the people that actually matter, the gamers got a hold of the game. People said, no, this is a good game. There's something here to play. We want more of this. Give us Days Gone 2. And, Sony, it didn't sell incredibly well. It sold modestly. And Sony wrongfully had them pivot to some sort of live service game that ultimately got canceled a few weeks ago, right? But this is a beautiful studio, Bend, Oregon, where I was a few years ago when we did our Pacific Northwest. I drove by the studio. It's a nice, Matt, you would love Bend, the town. It's a lot of breweries and restaurants, a beautiful downtown area, real cozy, walking, lots of shops and everything. And the studio is just a couple blocks away from the downtown. Nice looking building. Obviously, didn't go inside it, right? But drove by it. And I just would like to see games, in that type of area, community still flourish and not be shut down. But anyways, Days Gone Remaster is coming out for PS5 and PS5 Pro. And it's coming with a lot of other modes too. Like there's some Hordes modes, Survival Arcade, called Horde Assault, Permadeath, and more. And if you own the PS4 or the PC version, you can upgrade for $10. Now, the caveat there is, if you've never bought Days Gone, but you subscribe to whatever the PlayStation tier was, where you got a whole bunch of free games, and Days Gone was included one of them, that doesn't mean you own the game, right? That means you own the game as long as you subscribe to that service, right?
Right.
Once you stop subscribing, you don't own those games anymore. So you're not going to get the $10 bump, the $10, You actually have to have bought the game at one point, and then you get the $10 deal. Just letting people know. All right. MindsEye. Very interesting game. This is supposedly from someone who worked a lot on the Grand Theft Auto games. I'm sorry I don't have the gentleman's name in front of me. Leslie something or other. And it's a narrative-driven single-player action-adventure thriller set in the not-too-distant future in the fictional desert city of Redrock, where artificial intelligence and human greed collide to bring Earth to the precipice of collapse. Well, fuck, isn't that going on right now in D.C. and everywhere else?
I mean, this is real life, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to play this.
But it looked really good. A lot of polish there. So,
yeah, I'm watching a video here on YouTube of it. Looks pretty wild.
Yeah. Housemarque, of course, they put out Returnal, and Housemarque is known for some of their other Resogun and some of their other games, Alien Nation. But Housemarque a while ago sort of stepped away from making those arcadey type games, and their first fully functional action game, Returnal, was their first game, and that had a lot of great reviews. People really liked that game. It's a hard game. It was a roguelike. But they're coming out with their next game. It's called Saros. It was just sort of a cutscene, not too much action shown there, but Housemarque, based out of Finland, really know what they're doing. They make a lot of great games. So anything they put out certainly piques my interest. And the last game, besides Like a Dragon, because that was included in the show as well, the last game that really caught my eye was something called The Midnight Walk. And I don't know if this is like claymation. Not sure what is going on in this game, but it looked really interesting to me. I'm not familiar with Moonhood Studios, so I'll have to look them up and see what they've made in the past. But it's a handcrafted dark fantasy adventure. And it comes out, I think, on PS5 and PSVR 2. So I think it releases on both. And that's coming up soon as well on May 8th.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So as you cycled through this, did you see anything else that I didn't mention that piqued your interest?
No. I mean, that MindsEye looks pretty damn good from watching that video there. Obviously Borderlands 4 is probably going to be on a lot of people's radar to get. So, yeah. I think you nailed pretty much the same stuff that I would have.
Yeah, there's some other titles too. I mean, it's worth checking out at least the article on PlayStation's blog, or going to YouTube and watching the presentation, whatever you get time for. There's some other stuff that we could have mentioned, but just in the interest of time, we're not going to discuss. I mean, like, I'm not fully up to speed on Dave the Diver, but I know they had the Godzilla collaboration not too long ago, and now they're having a combination with Like a Dragon, right? So,
yeah. I know, the Dave the Diver stuff got announced during the Game Awards, and I'm happy about that. That's a great little game there, Dave the Diver. It's fun.
Yeah, so they say be ready for a karaoke beat-em-up style infiltration and familiar faces when the DLC launches this April on PS5 and PS4. So it's Dave the Diver, Ichiban's Holiday. If you could give me a 2 to 3 minute synopsis of what Dave the Diver is, that would be appreciated.
So you're Dave, and you go and help this guy open up a sushi bar. And your job is to go out and get the fish for the sushi bar. So you go out, you fish, you get different types of fishes and stuff. There's power-ups for your fishing pole and gun and shit like that you go out and you can do, and for scuba gear to dive longer and all that. But you fish during the day, then you go back to the sushi shop, and people come in and they order sushi. And you take the order. He makes it. You deliver the order. You make drinks. There's little what do you call that when you got to press a button to do like a quick action button, where it comes up on the screen. You're pouring a drink, and all of a sudden all right, you got to stop before it goes over or something like that.
Yeah, quick time event.
Quick time event type of stuff. Yeah. So there's some of that. But it's a fun, cute little game. Fun to play. Fish.
Easy to
make sushi.
Easy to pick up.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's very easy to pick up. Yeah, you start out slow, and it gains. As the more fish you get, the more stuff you can. You get to meet more people, or you can create new like fish guns, spear guns, whatever. You can learn new recipes. You can find like jewelry under the water, treasure chests, and stuff like that, and it gives you different things and money and stuff. And you just go and it's a good little game. It's fun on the Steam Deck. It's great on a PC. It's a neat game.
Now, did you get the free Godzilla update?
I don't think so.
There was that was a timed thing. I think they took that away. You only had a certain amount of time to get that.
Yeah, I don't think I got that.
All right. Last bit of gaming to discuss here, Matt. It's also included in this PlayStation State of Play. Split Fiction is out on March 6th. So less than a month. It's the next game from the creators of It Takes Two. Of course, they did Brothers and they did A Way Out. So all good games. I've never played Brothers, but a lot of other people have and really enjoyed it. Certainly me and you have played A Way Out and It Takes Two. So will Matt and Mike reunite for Split Fiction? We had a hell of a time with I thought it with The Way Out and It Takes Two.
Yeah, both games were fun to play. Takes Two got frustrating a couple times. There was a lot going on there. I got a little frustrating times, but it was good.
Smash your controller with the flying elephants.
The elephant part of that game, fuck that part, man. That pissed me off big time. That was so frustrating. So frustrating. But yeah, Takes Two was good. A Way Out was a lot of fun. I think we really enjoyed that, and I'm sure we'll be playing this.
That's the same thing. It's buy one, two people get to play it. So we'll have to figure out where we're going to play it because you are. Did we play that on Xbox the last time, or did we play that on PlayStation?
I want to say Way Out might have been PlayStation, and It Takes Two might have been on Xbox.
Okay. Yeah, that might have come to like. Did that come to like GamePass?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So yeah, like a lot of things in life, when you keep going back to the well, they're not always as good as the previous. But this guy, I would say, It Takes Two was better than A Way Out. So I'm curious here. I think just on the surface, name-wise, kind of generic. But these guys in their game worlds and mechanics are nothing but the complete opposite of generic. So I don't expect this guy, Joseph, to rest on his laurels and serve us up something that's just ho-hum. I think there's going to be some crazy shit going on here. And I think if I understand the story right, it's two sort of narrative writers are stuck in each other's world. So maybe the person who's like runs the Dragon and Dungeons type myth is stuck in some sci-fi world, and the sci-fi person is stuck in the Dungeons and Dragon type world. They have to complete each other's stories.
Right. To escape, to get out.
There's some sort of puppet master that's controlling both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They got something happened where they got stuck in their fictional worlds.
Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting down? Do I feel like I got the gist of that right?
I'm pretty much, you just told the whole game right there. I don't know if we have to play it now.
So yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be some twist. There's got to be some twist. It can't be. Yeah, there's got to be some.
Speaking of twist, I would love a fucking Dairy Queen chocolate and vanilla twist.
Damn. Yeah, that would. Yeah.
All right. Well, I challenge any other podcast out there in 75 minutes or less to cover more gaming than we just did, plus weather, plus whatever other shenanigans. That was a lot to get through, and we got through it. Anything?
Go Eagles.
And the Eagles, we didn't talk about the Super Bowl. Congratulations to Al and his Eagles thoroughly beating the Kansas City Chiefs, which is quite
beautiful.
A beautiful thing. Mahomes was sacked 6 times, which was awesome to see. He was flustered.
That was great.
Kelsey sulking on the sideline was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. No complaints. Anything else you wish to discuss, Matt? I know spring training is here. Baseball is soon.
Sir.
Even though at the top of the show we covered how disaster it is outside, there is hope down the road here with baseball. My Red Sox just signed Alex Bregman.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, this is the last Saturday without Reds baseball. Starting next Saturday, they're going to start, announcing, the spring training games and all that, and showing those. And your buddy Terry Francona is going to lead us to the promised land this year. Oh, get your hexy fingers away! You're just jealous.
I'm just mimicking his famous GIF.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, yep. Looking forward to a great Reds baseball season this year, at least for the month of April until it goes to shit, and then I'll be ready for the Bengals.
A lot of sports people that I followed on Twitter have moved over to Blue Sky, so my feed is slowly starting to get more sports stuff.
Yeah.
And one of these guys who's kind of like, he's not a baseball card collector, but he collected cards like when everybody else in the world collected them, and so those cards like in the 80s are not even worth the paper they're printed on. And he posted a Dunross photo of Barry Larkin. And he's in his description of the photo, he said, 20 years ago, Barry Larkin retired.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, gee, I'm going to fucking hang up 20 years ago. He says, I still picture this guy battling out for him and Kurt Stillwell, still battling out for a position. And fucking 20 years since Larkin retired.
He's an announcer now on, I still call it Fox Sports. It's not battling, it's FanDuel Sports now, the channel, the regional sports network. He's on the Reds Live, and he's an announcer for the games, for the TV broadcast. He's terrible at it. He does not do a good job with the game, play-by-play or the color commentary. Yeah, kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, Jim Rice is the same thing. But Jim Rice is just in the pregame show and postgame show. He doesn't actually call any of the games or isn't the color commentator. But Jim Rice is kind of funny to listen to in the pre and postgame.
Yeah, I like listening to Reds on the radio anyway. You got Tommy Thrall and the Cowboy.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here before we drone on about names and numbers people don't know about.
They should.
If
you listen to the podcast, you got to know about the Reds, the Red Sox, Bengals, Bearcats, Celtics, Bruins, Yale, Harvard, Xavier.
Xavier or Xavier?
Xavier. I don't know. It's both ways. Private university here in Cincinnati.